let's talk about the economy and New York City real estate and what's going on right now. The thing you need to know is that unemployment just dropped on Friday by 2.5 million jobs. That is big news. Those are big numbers. It was preceded by obviously historic, unprecedented increases in unemployment. But between that, the stock market rallied, and we are now at approaching historic levels in the stock market, like up levels, right? The NASDAQ is almost there. Dow Jones Industrial Average is over 27,000. These are big numbers. So I want to show you the New York Times article that you can check out. And then I want to tell you a little bit about what that means for real estate in New York City right now. And I've been saying similar things, but the real estate, the story on the ground is different from what you're seeing and reading about in the media. And I think that's important to know, because if I'm going to guess that we're going to get busy. So stocks rally after unexpected drop in U.S. unemployment. This is from the New York Times yesterday. The S&P is at 3,100. The Dow is at 27,000, over 27,000. The NASDAQ is almost at historic levels. Unemployment fell from 13.3% in May with a gain of 2.5 million jobs. Stocks surge as job report defies expectations. The NASDAQ is just shy of record. The rehiring bonanza at restaurants helped to lift payrolls. Okay, and then it talks about some other stuff. Unemployment fell to 13.3%, blah, blah, blah. Here is a unemployment rate since 1948. You can see some of the cyclical nature of these things. And then it goes on to get into some of the details, okay? So what does this mean and what's going on? How can these economic indicators be so good? Well, one of the things that it means is that the thing that we've been hoping for seems to be starting, which is that when the coronavirus threat drops, we are going to see a big shift back to a functioning economy. There have been people saying, oh, it's going to be the Great Depression, it's going to last for years, blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, I mean, we only know in retrospect, but right now everything points to it not being that, okay? I don't know about you, but I've been cooped up in my apartment with my wonderful family for the past multiple months. And when phase 2 comes along in New York City, which is sometime around late June, that restaurants are going to be allowed to serve people seating outdoors, and I am going to be right there. We're going to go out and we're going to eat out at restaurants as much as we can, because it'll be fantastic to just be outdoors and in the world and not cooped up in the apartment. As much as I like my apartment, I really am looking forward to getting out into the world a little bit. We're still going to have to maintain all these social distancing guidelines to some degree. We're going to have to still wear masks in groups, and we're still going to have to be careful about this stuff in the workplace and at home. But everybody who wants to get back out into the world, everybody wants to get back to work that I've talked to, and we're seeing activity on the ground in New York City that suggests that real estate is going to pick up tremendously once things open up in July, okay? I expect that you're going to see a very, very busy, very active real estate market and numbers that support it in the second half of 2020. And the reason is because, yes, there's a lot of people buying outside of New York City right now in the suburbs and upstate and out east. There is a lot of activity. I've talked to real estate agents in Long Island. I've talked to real estate agents in the Hudson Valley, and I've talked to buyers, people, New Yorkers who want to buy, and I've helped people find agents and stuff to talk to outside of the New York City area. And there's no question that things are very busy. You're seeing price increases outside of New York City. I'm seeing 20% price increases outside of New York City in some cases. Don't get it in your head that that's the average or that is typical, but those things are in existence. And the reason is because they're seeing crazy demand out of there. I think you're seeing the same thing. You're still seeing interested buyers in New York City. I have people who are like sort of chomping at the bit to like start looking at places in Brooklyn, some in Queens and some in Manhattan, particularly on the low end, below 2 million. okay? Because rates are hit historic lows. You can get a 30-year fixed rate for under 3% right now to purchase a primary home, okay? These are the lowest they've ever been in history, and it makes a difference for people who are financing. The other place that we're seeing some pickup in real estate is on the high end of New York City or Manhattan real estate, right? So high end being 5 million and above. And what we are hearing about at Corcoran and seeing happen is that there are interested foreign buyers. International money is interested in coming into New York City. They're probably looking for deals because they know it's a good time to buy in New York City right now. And they're starting to make themselves known. A lot of that has been in the past couple of months in new development, but I think we're starting to see it in resale and other aspects of things as well. This makes sense because parts of the other parts of the world, the economy, Germany, for example, are doing well. So, and savvy buyers know a good deal when they see one. So if you're one of the people who believes that New York City is over and there's doom and gloom, I got to break it to you. I don't think that you're right. I think that New York City is always gets forecast for doom and gloom, but I think that we're going to see a busy economy and a busy real estate market in the second half of 2020. Everything points in that direction. And it's not to say that things can't change. It's not to say that we can't have a recurrent outbreak or that all kinds of other stuff with coronavirus can't interfere with that. But I think that the demand is there once the market's open. And we'll see. I'll be continuing to do updates, and you can let me know your thoughts. You think I'm wrong? You think I'm crazy? You think I'm right? Well, let me know. I would love to have that discussion with you. And I'd love to hear why you think something other than what I'm talking about right now. Not as a challenge, but really because I'm interested and I want to know. I want to know what people are thinking, because our sentiment ultimately will define what happens going into the future. All right. So with that, stay safe, stay healthy, stay distant, get some exercise, get outdoors, if you can, for a walk, and make your voice heard, because we're not done with the social unrest as well. And that stuff is more important than the real estate market, to be honest. So with that, signing off. Talk to you soon.